If you can't control your urges, you're already losing at life. Period. You think you're in control? Try going 30 days without chasing women, watching porn, or wasting your energy on pointless distractions. Most men can't do it. Most men are weak, addicted to instant gratification, slaves to their own desires. And that's exactly why they stay stuck, broke, unfocused, and powerless. You want to know why you're not where you want to be in life? Look at how you spend your time. Look at what controls your mind. If you wake up thinking about women before you think about your purpose, you've already lost the game. Society feeds you this lie that as a man, it's normal to chase every impulse, that you're supposed to be sexually liberated, that self-control is unrealistic, that your desires should run your life. And you've bought into it. You've been programmed to be weak. But here's the truth. The strongest men, the men who win, aren't controlled by their urges. They control them. They don't chase women. They don't waste their time. They operate on discipline, not impulse. So, what about you? Are you a man in control, or are you just another pawn in the system? Another guy chasing things that don't matter? If that question makes you uncomfortable, good. That means this video is for you. This is Man-to-Man Code, where we keep it real and push you to level up. No excuses. No sugarcoating. Just the raw truth about what it takes to become a man who's actually in control of his life. Stay locked in, because what I'm about to tell you might be the wake-up call you didn't even know you needed. You know what the real problem is? Most men will hear this message, nod their heads, maybe even feel a little motivated, then go right back to their old habits. Because it's easier to stay comfortable. It's easier to give in than to fight back. You've been trained to be weak. Society keeps you distracted, feeding you an endless supply of cheap dopamine, porn, social media, junk food, video games. Anything to keep you docile, compliant, and unfocused. They want you chasing pleasure instead of chasing power. And the worst part? You fell for it. You tell yourself it's normal, that every man does it, that there's nothing wrong with spending hours scrolling, fantasizing, chasing women who don't respect you, wasting your energy on things that drain you. But deep down, you know the truth. Every time you give in, you feel it, that quiet guilt, that lingering feeling that you're not living up to the man you were meant to be. And here's the part no one wants to admit. Women don't respect men who can't control themselves. They don't admire the guy who's always in their DMs, always thirsty, always desperate for attention. They respect the man who's focused, the man who moves with purpose, the man who doesn't need validation to feel like he's enough. That's the difference between the men who win and the men who lose. The winners don't chase, they attract. They don't let their urges dictate their actions. They put their mission first, and everything else follows. So ask yourself right now, are you a man in control, or are you just another guy trapped in the cycle? Are you leading your life, or is something else leading you? Because if you can't answer that with certainty, it's time to wake up. So now that you see the problem, the question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to sit there, nod your head, and go right back to the same habits? Or are you actually going to take control? Because here's the reality. Self-discipline isn't something you're born with. It's built. And if you don't train it, you'll stay weak. The first thing you need to do is cut the addictions. You can lie to yourself all you want, but if you're glued to your screen watching other men get what you want, if you're scrolling through thirst traps every night, if you can't go a day without chasing women, then you're conditioning your mind for weakness. Every time you give in, you're reinforcing the habit of being controlled by your impulses. You want to reset? Cut it all out. No porn. No random hookups. No chasing women who don't respect you. 30 days. Just you, your mind, and your discipline. Watch how fast your energy shifts. Once you stop leaking your power, you need to redirect it. And that starts with putting your mission first. The men who win in life aren't the ones spending hours swiping on Tinder or double-tapping pictures. They're the ones building something. They're stacking their money, improving their body, leveling up their skills. Every minute you waste chasing pleasure is a minute you could be using to get ahead. Stop worrying about what's between a woman's legs and start focusing on what's in your bank account, what's in your mind, what's in your future. And here's the biggest mindset shift you need to make. Women should be a bonus, not your purpose. The second you start treating them like your main goal, you've already lost. Women don't chase men who chase them. They chase men who are too busy winning to care. Flip the script. When you stop chasing, when you start putting yourself first, when you move like a man who has options, women will feel that energy. And they'll come to you. The final step is mastering self-control like a muscle. Because let's be real, your urges aren't going anywhere. They'll always be there, trying to pull you back into the same cycle. The difference between weak men and strong men is that strong men know how to control themselves. They train discipline every day. They wake up early, hit the gym, take cold showers, do what needs to be done no matter how they feel. Every small act of self-control adds up. And before you know it, you're no longer a slave to your impulses. You're the one in charge. So ask yourself, are you ready to do what it takes? Or are you just another man who talks about change but never follows through? The choice is yours. Most guys will hear all of this, feel a little fired up, maybe even tell themselves they'll make a change. And then, nothing. They'll go right back to the same cycle, the same habits, the same weak mindset. Because talking about change is easy. Actually doing something about it is what separates men from boys. So here's your test. 30 days. No porn. No meaningless hookups. No chasing women who don't respect you. No wasting your energy on things that drain you. Just pure, focused discipline. Most guys won't even make it a week. Hell, most won't even try. They'll come up with excuses, say it's too hard, tell themselves it doesn't really matter. And that's exactly why they'll stay stuck. But what about you? Are you just another guy who talks a big game but folds the second things get uncomfortable? Or are you different? Are you the type of man who actually follows through? Because this isn't just about sexual discipline. This is about proving to yourself that you're in control of your life. If you can't even go 30 days without giving in, what does that say about you? If you're serious, drop a comment, challenge accepted. Put it out there. Make it real. And if you can't even do that, then you already know where you stand. Most men will keep living the same cycle, wasting time, chasing distractions, letting their impulses dictate their lives. And then they'll wonder why nothing changes. Why they're stuck. Why they feel lost, frustrated, and empty. The answer is right in front of them, but they refuse to see it. They don't lack intelligence. They lack discipline. And that's exactly why so many men stay weak. They take the easy road every single time. They reach for the quick fix, the cheap dopamine, the temporary high. They avoid discomfort, and in doing so, they avoid growth. The world doesn't care if you fail. No one is coming to save you. If you stay weak, if you stay undisciplined, life will chew you up and spit you out without a second thought. The truth is, you either control your desires, or they control you. You either build discipline, or you stay a slave to your urges. And if you can't even master yourself, how the hell do you expect to master anything else? Your relationships, your finances, your future, everything starts with self-control. Everything. So stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending like you have time to waste. You know exactly what's holding you back. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep living like every other weak man, chasing things that don't matter, or are you finally going to take control? Weak men chase. Strong men attract. Choose who you want to be. Drop a comment. What's the first thing you're going to change after watching this? And if you're serious about leveling up, if you're ready for real, unfiltered truth that forces you to grow, hit that subscribe button. This is Man to Man Code, your wake-up call.